Hey there. My name is Ted Neben. I am a student here at Flatiron School. This is my Module 2 project that I had the pleasure of doing with Wilmar, who is also another fellow student here at Flatiron. What I have for you today is an application called Employ. It's an application that connects employees to managers in a more professional atmosphere. It allows an employee to basically make a request to its manager to ask for time off. This app was not inspired by anything in particular. However, I have noticed throughout different jobs throughout my life, I have noticed that it is harder to keep up with some of these requests, and when be able to go back on it, it's harder to find those records too. So this actually takes away all of that unknowingness and allows you to be able to keep records for yourself, not only as an employee, but as a manager. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start out by logging in. I'm going to go to my button at the top right. Displays a page for us for login. We have a username field, a password, passcode field. We do have validations on this, so if you don't fill anything out, it does say that you have failed login. But let's go ahead and log myself in. We do have a hidden password field as well as a hidden passcode field. Our passcode is actually there to be able to differentiate between employees and managers. Just another step of security to make it to where an employee can't accidentally sign in or create a manager. So this is our manager page. This is Ted Neben's profile. On here you'll see some very basic information. On the right side, you have our username, our email. And then right down the middle, we'll go ahead and have our employee requests. Our requests are based off of what our employees want to give to our manager. We're requesting time off, and a manager needs to approve this time off so they can take them off the schedule. This is just an easier way to be able to take care of making sure that nothing gets lost in translation when requesting this time off. So I already do have a request. My request comes and says that this person needs overtime. Their explanation is that they have a new baby in the house and that it's going to take them some time to be able to adjust and they need more hours accordingly. So we see a summary and we see an approval down here, as well as a summary box, and then a drop down for an approved or a denied. This is the manager's tool, and the manager can approve or deny it. I am sympathetic, so I will go ahead and approve it and say, um, take care of your family. I'll go ahead and update this request. And when I do, I see on here the manager has the request persist on his profile in a nice card format, and it will stay there as well and persist through. Down at the bottom, we do have manager tools. This is going to help us be able to keep up with the different things that we need to do as a manager. We have this application set up to where a manager can only persist through as long as a manager creates you, or in this case, an owner, if the owner is going to be taking care of this as well. But here we can create a new manager. We can also create a new employee if an employee needs to be created before they ever get hired. We can also create a new reason, and I'll get to that in a moment. But let's go ahead and create a new manager. So I'm going to go here. This brings us to our manager setup page. Again, validations are set in place. This tells us that we have a lot of things going on. We need to fix these errors before. A lot of validations for presence, as well as some limitations as well. So we'll go ahead and set up Wilmar. We'll go ahead and fill in all these parameters. We'll go ahead and do that one. WR. We'll go ahead and fill out a password for him as well. We also have passcodes that managers need to have as well, so we're going to go ahead and make that as well. I've created my manager. It brings me back to my manager page because I'm the one who created the other manager, so it only makes sense that I would go back to my list of tools if I need to do anything further. But I don't at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and log out. This says that we've successfully created the manager as well, and that we should log them in. So let's go ahead and just try that out, and let's go ahead and log in Wilmar. So we will go ahead and persist through. Oh, we failed that. Let's go ahead and try that one more time. There we go. We're back in. Now we're under Wilmar's page. Again, he actually doesn't have any requests because he wasn't requested to. So just showing you the manager side, let's go ahead and log out. Let's get into an employee. But let's go ahead and set one up. So this is our employee setup page. Again, validations are in place. We can come here and we can make Angelo. He's been working 1 year. His email is email@email. So original. His username will be, and his password. Notice how he actually doesn't have a passcode field, and that's actually intended. So we'll go ahead and create this. We have an employee was successfully created. Great. Let's log him in. Now, we do have a field here for the passcode, but we're not required as an employee to fill that in. So you can see we can log in just as such. Now, Angelo has his stuff on the left side. You can see his username, his email, years working, as well as days taken off. And the importance behind years working and days taken off is actually features that have not been implemented in this application, but do have functionality to be implemented later on. Essentially, we wanted to be able to make the amount of years working for a company would dictate how many days off you can take in a year. And then that would also, the request to be able to take time off would be dependent upon a work schedule. The work schedule would have different employees. Different employees would have work schedules that would conflict with other people's. So depending on how many employees are working at any given time, their request versus your request, the importance of the request as well, is something that that would ultimately dictate whether or not a request could go through, as well as days being able to take off. And that's just one of the features that we thought about doing. So we can go ahead and show you a new request. We can go ahead and pick a manager that we want to. We'll go ahead and do Ted. You know what? You need a vacation time. Been working long hours. And he's going to create this request. And here you can see that the manager explanation and the approval denial actually doesn't show up because this is a pending one. So we'll go down here, see nothing else. We'll come back to logout. We'll log back into TED real quick. And now you'll see right here at the top, I have a new request. Not only do I have a new request, but my old request is there as well, and it did persist through. So from here, again, I can approve or deny, and I am going to approve them. I'm going to approve them because people need time off. Mental health care is important. And I'm going to update that request. And that's been persisted to my profile as well. And another feature I'd like to show you is our sort. We do have a nice sort by request date, and it does pull up the most recent right at the top. And if we click it, we'll go ahead and get the other ones, and it shows us our oldest ones as well. You can click this as many times as you want. So from there, I'd like to go ahead and log out. I'd like to show you one more thing, and that is through Ted's manager page. Again, we're going to come down here and we're going to do one more thing. We're going to create a new reason. So sometimes things happen. Most of the time, the reasons are going to be put in place in a business setting, for reasons for themselves. However, we're in a pandemic at the moment, and reasons start to change. Coronavirus is a real thing at the moment, and people do need to take time off if they are infected and if they need to take care of other family members as well, and that's a very valid reason. So we would like to give that reason to our employees to let them have the option to be able to use that. So we're going to go ahead and create that reason. If we log out real quick, just go right back into an employees. I'll just show you that I can create a request with this new reason. Go back to Ted. This new reason is now COVID-19 related. I am infected. Please let everyone else know as well. Now my request is persisted, and my manager will be on the other end ready to approve or deny. And if we log out, the last thing that we can do is use our employee logo that we've created as a home button and go straight back to our home. Well, thank you for watching. I know it's been a little lengthy, but this has been employee. This has been a very important project to me because I would really like to be able to help out a little bit more with HR development. And I think that starting off at a base level is the best way to be able to get to higher and more broad levels as well. Well, thank you for your time, and I appreciate you coming and checking this out. Have a good one.